That's good.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm talking today to Oriol. He's a high-performance director from FIH, advising Mexican hockey at the present time. So, Oriol, thank you very much for taking the time today.
Perfect. Nice to meet you, Tim.
You're welcome. I'd like to talk to you about the coach's philosophy to the game of hockey and your particular philosophy. What do you think are the critical factors in creating a winning hockey team?
Well, there are many aspects we have to take care of. No? There are the systems, technical and tactic things, and also the mental aspects, the attitude, and the how to work with a team.
Yes.
You know? Everybody is willing to perform as they like, and sometimes they are only thinking about themselves and not about the group. So then I think that there are three big lines. One line is the technical part. We include technical, tactics, and systems.
Yes.
One is mental, that is psychological.
Yes.
And the third part is the body condition. So that's the question. For example, today for Mexico, I think the body condition was enough to fight against Bangladesh. So doesn't mean that they have to improve everything. No.
Yes.
Psychologically, perhaps they was good. Technical systems, they was okay, but physically, perhaps they could improve a lot.
Okay.
Third quarter, we also missed a little bit the mental aspect.
Yes.
They scored the second goal, and we lost a bit the head, and we let them score twice. No? So that was a good.
Yeah. Okay. Hockey, with a large emphasis in the game of hockey on the short corner.
Yeah.
How important is it in the modern game to have a specialist drag flicker?
Yeah, it's a basic part of the game.
Yes.
It's basic.
Yes.
So if you don't have a good drag flick, you have a problem. You cannot reach the first 15 of the wall or the first 10, the top 10 of the wall. Everyone have a good drag flick, and I think it's in a good ranking. So the best one is normally in front, second one and on. No? I think that one of the teams that did it the best, of course, is Australia.
Yes.
But they didn't have just one. They have 5 or 6, so that will make the difference. So we don't need to make one player special.
Yes.
All of them have to realize that the responsibility on the game is shot corner, as well sometimes the goalie. No, if you have a good shot corner and you have a good goalie, then you can really have a good team.
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, a team is made up of so many players. I don't know how it is in Mexico, what your depth of player is like, but eventually you'll come down to one last position that you have to fill, and you only have one spot, but you have 2 people.
Yeah.
How do you select that last place, the last player? What do you look for?
Well, it was difficult. So the question is how I selected the last 2 players.
Is the very last one player?
The very last player.
You're looking at 2, and you're deciding only one.
Yeah. The preparation for our sport project in 2014 was basically round 1 and Central American Olympic Games.
Yes.
So normally we should finish 30th of November. So 30th of November was the big level where we should take the game.
Yes.
Yeah. So afterwards we should rest for a month. Yeah. And then to start the preparation of 2015 to prepare the Pan American Games.
Yes.
What happened? That we was good on the round 1, so we had the chance to come to the second round. But because the ranking didn't was sure, so in front of us was other countries.
Yes.
So the International Hockey Federation called us to come here the 6th of January.
Okay.
So January 6th, we had to call everybody, hey, we have to go.
Okay.
So, well, that's difficult in the world because on Mexico, they are not professional.
Yes.
So they are working.
Of course,
and if you know in Mexico is really big.
Yes.
So from DF to Sonora is around 2,000 kilometers. On the south is 1,000, and on the east is 1,000. So country is really big. So when we call them, not everybody could come. So we miss some good players. I think especially 4 players that are really good players, but they couldn't come. For us, it's no problem. So for me, it was really a good chance to ask some young people to come with me and to increase the squad. Till now, we had only 16 players, and we wanted to put a little bit more extra, and we said, well, we have to take young players. So here we have some players with 18 years old, 19 years old, and they did pretty good. So it was the first time. Yesterday, they was a little bit nervous, but today they could perform better than yesterday.
Okay.
So at the end, with the system we are playing, the most important part is the cross.
Yes.
Yeah. So today was important because that to be 4th or 3rd is really different to fight against the first of the pool or with the second one.
Yes,
well,
of course.
we still have one game that we have to win to be on the top of the groups of this second round. But even like that, we came here to learn.
Yes.
And I think that they have to. We use it a little bit. I told to the players that they have to see this tournament like an open mind.
Okay.
What does mean that? Well, till now they never reach this level.
Okay.
So they don't know what they have to do or where they have to go or which is the direction. So now they have to realize when we said to you that you have to keep working with a good condition and keep training with a good condition, even if you are alone, you have to go on. And that's the reason.
Now they understand.
It's not just to be here. They have to be here performing as they can and as they like.
So how do you motivate those players then?
Well, one of the parts that we are trying now to introduce is the GPS systems.
Okay.
Because they can work everywhere in Mexico. And we can receive the information every day.
Yes.
So my physical trainer can receive at the same time the information.
Good.
But they're not used to do that.
Yes.
So now we have to convince them that, guys, if you want to go on this way, that's one way.
Yes.
Because of course, if not, we have to ask them to come, all of them, together to DF, and that costs, not because the money, it's because it costs time, and they have to stop with studies, they have to stop with work, and they are interrupting, that's his life, no? And that's difficult.
More difficult.
Family and everything. So we until 2012, they were working this way. They had 150 boys and girls inside of one big center in DF. Results, zero. They was not really
not the best.
It was the best.
Not always the best can get away.
And also not the best players. Because the best players that had family, studies, and money, why I have to send you my boy 1,000 kilometers from my home to be playing hockey and results are zero? So that was a question. We was wondering, well, what is the way that we have stopped? Everybody has problems, but everybody is working for periods. So I can ask them to come for 15 days and to go back to their countries. So it's just sometimes the trickle, the ticket trouble that they have to pay for themselves. But also the government is saving a lot of money. So we can increase this money to go to other tournaments. No?
Use, of course.
So that was a little bit...
Okay, so you motivate your players in a different way because they're far away.
Yeah.
How do you criticize those players? Or during the game, for example, or in the training camp, things aren't going well, you have to talk to somebody. How do you criticize the player and correct their behavior?
Well, I think that we have to see the game in the positive way. So we did here, that was a strong tournament, we set some goals.
Yes.
Which is the explosive goal.
Yes.
What is, well, Mexico's the best, what they was the top, to be one of first. Yeah, if we perform as more we can, which ranking we can choose, we can take on this tournament. We said, well, if we perform perfectly, 3-4.
Yes.
Then we said, well, 3-4, okay. And if we prefer normal, because we are not fit now, we are not ready, this was our main goal.
Yes.
So what we can do, well, we said 5-6.
Okay.
And then we said, well, 5 or 6, that's really different.
Yes.
Really different because if you are 5, you have to beat the last 2 opponents. So if ending, winning 2 games.
Yes.
So mentally, I said, and they choose for 5. I said, well, but take care, that's just the ranking of the goals.
Yes.
It's not that we want to be 5, it's that if we are explosive, you will know that it's because it's 1-2.
Yes.
If we perform perfectly, it's going to be 3-4, and if not, it's going to be 5 or 6. And we have to be 5 because it's different. Even if we are on the second group, we have to beat the 2 next opponents. No? And then I think that they realized that the situation was more easier, no? Or they could understand. Okay, they are not just judging our game to be or to see if we can be inside. No. We know that they are learning, so we said also to them, you are learning. Please, be smart, just don't be narrow, just try to play as they can, as they did on the round 1 and also in the Central American Olympic Games. And that was how we started, no?
Okay, so you've got your players now, this group of players, they're far away, but they come together for their training sometimes and then on the tournaments.
Yeah.
How do you develop the all-round player? Because, or do you just go for the defenders and the midfielders? I mean, most teams, the big teams these days, they have the all-round player. Do you have the same approach? All-round player. So a player can play a defender. You talked about Australia before, Chris Oriol. Normally he's a fullback, but you can find him up as a centre forward sometimes. You don't find him just in one place anymore. These fellas.
Yeah, that's exactly. So in one part they have in his own mental part that I am left forward.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you are left forward, you can play left midfield.
Yes.
And you can play right forward. So that is a situation that they are not. So they are changing now. They are changing now. They are still thinking that they have one position, and we are telling them that because the systems, that you don't have really a place. In some parts of the game, you need a center forward who know exactly his work. So it's not that everybody can work everywhere, but they have to learn that. Yeah, I agree with that they have to be more open on that.
Yeah. So when your player, when he gets the ball, what's the first thing that he should do?
Well, the thing is not when they have the ball. It's before to have the ball. They have to make per scanning and to realize what is the situation.
Yes.
Then they have
Yes.
to receive the ball,
Yes.
yeah, and to take a decision. The first thing is not to run with the ball. It's just trying to receive and pass the ball. But it depends in the zone of the pitch.
Yes.
Yeah. If they are after 25 yards of the opponent, perhaps they can take a risk.
Okay.
If they are inside of my 25 yards, they don't need to take a risk.
Okay.
They have to make it easy.
Well,
So-
that was my
yeah,
my
tactically,
next question already.
okay.
You answered it, so that's
Okay. No problem.
so it's good. So
Yeah.
that's finally then. If you had hockey changes a lot. We see a lot
Yeah,
of different changes
of
every
course.
year,
Every-
almost
yeah.
almost every year.
Yeah.
If you could change one rule, what would you change, and why? Would you make any change? Maybe you're happy.
No, I'm happy because it's I'm happy to play with the rules we have, no?
Yes.
Rules that I would change. Yeah, I would change, for example, when opponents are when offensively I'm playing attack
Yes.
and they are stopping my game.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
That sometimes is a tackle, then player is whistle.
Yeah.
They show a green card, but
Ah.
afterwards it's 11-11.
Yes,
No,
yes.
come on.
Yeah.
It was a 4-2, and they
Yes.
make a fault, and one green card is 1 minute outside, and it's
Yes.
11-11 again.
Yeah.
So this kind, but it's difficult to change these rules.
Ah.
Yeah, I think that I don't know others. So I
No.
always like the new things and the new rules. For example,
Yes.
I like that there is no offside. For a long time now, we are playing without that, no?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Very
if
good.
I
Yeah.
have to change one, I don't know exactly. I
Yeah,
have
you
a
don't have to
doubt.
change anything.
Yeah,
Just some people
yeah.
like to change a certain thing. Other people are happy the way things are.
Yeah.
But it just develops the mind and gets
Yeah,
some more ideas on the table, I think.
Yeah, perfect.
Oriol,
Perfect.
thank you very
Okay,
much. Good luck
nice
with
to
the
meet
rest of
you.
the tournament. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.